Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to a new video. Yeah, I'm a bit nervous because this is my first real life video on this channel and I never made a video where I really talk. You all know my videos, I just record Pokemon TCG live videos where I don't talk, where I just show the deck list and the deck matchups. And yeah, I'm really nervous, but I want to try something more in the real life direction. And yeah, so I start with this video where I show you my new Hope Zacian EX deck. I'm really nervous, like I said, but yeah, I show you my deck list, I say why I think this deck is really good, and yeah, then we'll instantly start. First we of course need two Hope Zacian EX. Here is the attack Instant Strike for us interesting. With attack Instant Strike we make 30 damage and onto one of our opponent's bench Pokemon we make 30 damage too. Why the attack is so good and why it's strong we will see later, because of course 30 damage is pretty low, but there are many cards in this deck that will set up and make the attack stronger. For example, the Hop Snorlax with the ability Extra Helpings. With the ability all our attacks from our Hop Pokemon make 30 damage more. The ability doesn't stack, so if we have two Hop Snorlax in the game we don't make 60 damage more, but we make 30 damage more, and as I said, there are many other cards that will boost our Zacian attack. So first, this is one of our support Pokemon for our Hope Pokemon. Then as additional attacker we play two Hop Cramorant with the attack Figure Spitting. With this attack we make 120 damage for one colorless energy, but we can use this attack only if our opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining. So we have exactly planned when we want to use this card. We play two copies of Magidori with the ability Adrenal Brain. The focus of the camera is a little bit trashy, I hope it works. With the ability Adrenal Train. With this ability we can, once during our turn, if a Darkness Energy is attached to Magidori, we can move 3 damage counters from one of our Pokemon to one of our opponent's Pokemon. So yeah, we can control the board with damage spread. For example, like if we have a Dragapult EX matchup and we have 2 Magidoris on the bench, we can move all 6 damage counters from our Pokemon to the Dragapult Pokemon. So yeah, it's a pretty good card in this deck. We play one copy of Iron Bundle with the ability Hyperplower. With this ability, and if Iron Bundle is on our bench, we can use this ability. If we use it, we discard Iron Bundle and we let our opponent switch his active Pokemon. The opponent can decide which Pokemon he wants to switch out, but it's a pretty good card because we can let our opponent switch out and maybe control the board to knock out something else. Then we play one copy of Blood Moon Ursaluna EX with the ability Season Skill. With this ability, the attack Blood Moon needs 1 colorless energy less for each prize card our opponent has taken. For example, you can see the Blood Moon attack needs 5 colorless energy to make 240 damage, but if our opponent has like 4 prize cards taken and has just 2 prize cards remaining, the attack will just cost 1 colorless energy because our opponent has taken 4 prize cards already. We play one copy of Latias EX with the ability Skyline. With this ability, all of our basic Pokemon have no retreat cost and we just play basic Pokemon in this deck, so this card is pretty useful in this deck. And the last Pokemon we play Fast and the Pity EX with the ability Flip the Script. Once during our turn, if one of our Pokemon got knocked out during the last turn of our opponent, we can draw 3 cards. Yeah, I think everybody knows this card, it's pretty strong, is played in every deck, so yeah. Then we come to the supporter. We play 4 Professor's Research. With Professor's Research we have to discard our whole hand and then draw 7 new cards. Of course it's a really good draw engine, but we have to look what we discard. For example, we can discard 2 Hop Snorlax instantly because yeah, we have to watch out what we discard, but the draw for 7 new cards is definitely very good. We play also 4 copies of Arven. With Arven we can search our deck. Why is the camera focus so bad today? With Arven we can search our deck for 1 item card, 1 Pokemon tool and put it into our hand. Which Pokemon tools we play in this deck we will see later, but trust me, it's also a very strong card in this deck. We play 2 copies of Boss's Orders. With Boss's Orders we can switch 1 Pokemon on our opponent's bench with his active Pokemon. For example, our opponent has a single prizer in front and a 2 prizer on his bench, then we can say, oh okay, I want a 2 prizer in front, the single prizer on the bench. So that's what Boss's Orders is for. We play 1 copy of Kieran. Kieran has 2 effects and we can choose one. The first effect is that we switch out our active Pokemon with 1 Pokemon on our bench, so that's the better effect as the worse effect. And the second effect is the important one. During the turn when we play Kieran, our attacks do 30 more damage against opponent's EX and V Pokemon. Of course just EX Pokemon since the V Pokemon rotated out, but it's also a very good card if we have to play against EX Pokemon. And our last supporter is Iono. With Iono, every player shuffles his card and puts under his deck. For each remaining prize card, the player draws one card. So for example, if we've got 4 prize cards remaining, we draw 4 cards, and if our opponent got 6 prize cards remaining, he draws 6 cards. Then we come to the item cards. We play 4 copies of Pokegear 3.0. With that we can look at the top 7 cards of our deck and choose one supporter card we find there and put into our hand. If we don't find anyone, we just shuffle our cards back, but it's a great way to search for supporter cards, of course. Then we play 4 Nest Ball. With Nest Ball we can search our deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto our bench, and as you can see we just play basic Pokemon, so Nest Ball is perfect for this deck. We play 3 Night Stretcher, With that we can take one Pokemon or one basic energy from our discard pile onto our hand. Mostly we want the basic Pokemon of course, but there's maybe a case where we have to take the energy, so for both cases this card is really good. We play 2 copies of Team Rocket's Venture Bomb. With this card we flip a coin. If it's heads we put 2 damage counters on one of our opponent's Pokemon. If it's tails we put 2 damage counters on our active Pokemon, but that's actually not bad, so if we have to put 2 damage counters on our own active Pokemon we can just use the Mangidori ability and put those 2 damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon. So in both cases the Team Rocket's Venture Bomb is pretty useful. Then as additional search to the Nest Ball we play 2 Hops Back. With Hops Back we can search our deck for 2 Hops basic Pokemon and put them onto our bench. So we can search for Zacian, Snorlax and Cramorant and use the Nest Balls for other Pokemon that are not Hops Pokemon. We play 2 Earthen Vessel. We can use Earthen Vessel just if we discard another card from our hand. If we do that we can search our deck for 2 basic energy cards and put them onto our hand. We play 1 Energy Switch. With Energy Switch we switch 1 basic energy attached to one of our Pokemon to another of our Pokemon. So like if we have just 1 Darkness Energy attached to a Mangidori, but we want to use the other Mangidori, we can just move the 1 Darkness Energy to the other Mangidori and can use Mangidori twice with just 1 Darkness Energy. We play 1 Counter Catcher. Counter Catcher works like Burst's Order, so we can switch out a Pokemon from our opponent's bench with his active Pokemon, but we can just use Counter Catcher if we have more prize cards remaining than our opponent. Our ace deck is the Prime Catcher. It's the best card for the Zacian deck. With this deck we switch out our opponent's active Pokemon with 1 Pokemon on his bench. If we do that we also switch our active Pokemon with 1 Pokemon of our bank, so it's pretty much like Gasma from Sun and Moon, but just as an item version and a spec version. Then we play our Stadium 4 copies of Postwick. With Postwick the attacks of all Hops Pokemon in play make 30 damage more, so we make already 90 damage with Zacian, with Snorlax and Postwick, and with the Cramorant we make already 180 damage, but there's one more card that boosts our Hops attacks. It is Hops Choice Band. We also play 4 times this deck. With Hops Choice Band we can attach it to a Hops Pokemon, and if it's attached to a Hops Pokemon the attacks make 30 damage more, and the Pokemon needs 1 colorless energy less to attack, so our Zacian can attack for free, our Cramorant can attack for free, and our Zacian then makes 120 damage to the active Pokemon, 30 damage to the benched Pokemon, and the Cramorant makes 210 damage, so yeah, and that's for single pricer, and for spread is very good. We play another Pokemon tool, that is the Technical Machine Devolution. Like the name says, we can attach it to one of our Pokemon, then we can attack Devolution. With that we devolve all of our opponent's evolved Pokemon. So for example, if we play against a Gardevoir deck, we devolve all Gardevoirs to Kirlias, and then we can, rounds before we devolve, we can spread some damage on the Gardevoir until it has 90 damage on it. Then we devolve the Gardevoir until it's a Kirlia, and the Kirlia is just 90 HP, so it gets knocked out. So it's a pretty good way to knock out some Pokemon if we spread good enough the rounds before. For the energies we play 1 Jet Energy. Jet Energy gives us 1 colorless energy, but if we attach it to one of our bench Pokemon we can switch it to the active spot, so it's pretty good if we don't have Latias on the bench to switch out our Pokemon. And the last energies are 5 basic Darkness Energy for our Mangidori of course, or if we don't get a Hops Choice Band we can also attach it to Zacian or Cramorant. And yeah, that's the Zacian deck. I really love this deck. Some days before I dropped also a Pokemon TCG Live video about it, and I really love this deck. I know there's another version with Iron Valiant EX. I have to be honest, I never tried this version. Maybe I tried in a few days, but I really like this hop only version. It's really such an underrated deck. It's pretty cool. It has such a nice spread, and since we are in a format where are many evolution Pokemon like Gardevoir, Dragapult, Grimmsnarl and all that stuff, it's really good to have a spread deck. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I was really nervous. Please give me some feedback in the comments if you like this video, if I should more real life videos like this. And yeah, I wish you a very nice day and hope to see you soon to another video. So bye bye.